Hello friends, you're welcome. My name is Esther and today we'll be drafting and sewing this lovely baby dress you're seeing on the screen. And the material you'll be needing for this tutorial are your plain fabric, the net in the same color with your plain fabric, your lining, your main fabric, and also your zipper, not forgetting your tape and your chalk. The measurements you'll be needing is on the screen. Let's get to our drafting table and get started. Firstly, I'm going to go ahead in my drafting paper and mark 1 inch as my zip allowance. I'll be drafting the front and the back borders at once. I'm going to draw a straight line to indicate the zip allowance. Fold my paper in half and draw a shoulder line. Then I'll go ahead and indicate the front, the back, and the front borders. It's time to put in my measurements. The neck width I'm working with is 2.5 inches. And the shoulder I'm working with is 4 inches. That's half the shoulder measurement is 4 inches plus half inch seaming allowance. I'm working with a 1 inch back neck dip and a 2 inch front neck dip. The shoulder slope is half an inch and a 4.5 armhole. Just go ahead and just scale to show the marking before I proceed. The chest measurements divided by 4 is 6 inches plus half inch seaming allowance. Just scale to indicate that. I'll scale my neck width measurements and my neck dip, both for the front and back. And the bodice length is 8 inches plus half inch seaming allowance. I'll just extend the measurements. Go ahead and mark it out. Those are my seaming allowance. For the armhole, I'm going to find the midpoint, that's half the armhole length, and I'll place a curve. Since it's a child, I'm not making a separate armhole for the back and front. I'll curve out the neckline. After curving the necklines, I will add half inch seaming allowance at the shoulder. Then I'll go ahead and cut out my pattern, but I'll be cutting the back first, the back neck dip first, before cutting the front. After cutting my pattern, I'll go ahead, using this pattern, I'll cut my fabric. And here is it. The front was cut on fold, while the back I cut 2 pieces, both the main fabric and the lining. It's sewing time. Now, right sides together. I'll be placing the front and the back bodice piece and I'll join them at the shoulder. I'll do same for the lining After joining, I'll open the shoulder seam, right sides together. I will place the main fabric and the lining, arrange properly, and go ahead and sew the necklines and the armholes. After sewing the neckline and the armhole, I'll give it a notch, then turn it inside out by passing the back lining through the shoulder and turning it inside out, like so. Then I'll take a long strip like 16 inches and get 5.5 inches wide. Fold the 16-inch in two. That will give me 30-inch each, and fold it to form a back tie. That's a belt for this dress. Go ahead and slant it, then measure 1.5 inches at the other end. I'll take a ruler and connect the 1.5 inches to the slant end. After doing that, I'll sew, then take another piece that will match my bodice. Measure it out and cut, making sure that when this piece that matches my bodice is folded in half, it will be 1.5 inches. After sewing my belt, I'll go ahead and attach the piece that is 1.5 inch to my bodice, the front of my bodice. Only the main fabric, not the lining. I'll also attach the belt and I'll sew the sides. Just sew it to the main fabric only. After sewing it to the main fabric, I will open up main fabric to main fabric, lining to lining. I will sew the sides of my bodice. Clip under the armhole so that it can lie flat. Be careful not to cut the seam. Now I am done with the upper part of the dress. I'll go ahead and measure the circumference of the bodice. That's the upper part of the dress, because I'll be using it to cut the down part. My remaining fabric, I'm folding it in half, and I'll fold it again. Then I will fold it to form a triangle. Then I will divide my bodice circumference by 6.28. Whatever I have, I will mark it out on this. That will form the waist. And for the length of the skirt, it's supposed to be 14 inch, but I will take 1 inch out of the length. Including my seaming allowance of 1 inch for joining, that will still be 14 inch. So I'm cutting out 14 inch here, depending on what your skirt length is. I will go ahead, just confirming the marking, I will go ahead and cut it at this point. Remember to take 1 inch out. Then cut a lining and subtract 1 inch, 2 inch of the skirt length. Take away 2 inch. Now right sides together. Place the bodice, that's the main fabric, to the main fabric of the skirt. Pin in place. When you're done pinning in place, you attach it by sewing. Do same for the lining. Right sides together, also pin in place and sew. After sewing, your dress should look like so. Then go ahead and attach the zipper and complete the side seam. Here, if you need a detailed tutorial on how to attach a zipper neatly like so, just let me know in the comment section. After attaching the zipper and completing, you go ahead and hem both the main fabric and your lining. Then it's time to take out your net material. Make sure that the edge is even. Cut a strip of 5 inches. And you are going to cut several of this. Open it up. Fold it in half and gather. When you're done gathering, attach it to your dress. That's the lining of your dress, using 1/2 inch seaming allowance. After attaching, then the dress is ready. Please, if you like it, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more videos. Thank you for subscribing and thank you for watching. It means a lot to me. Stay blessed.